guys, HeLaLoon here, coming at you today with, as promised, a full war recap with our war, Red Elite, with Exodias. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, I do want to discuss our strategy briefly, again, when we're outweighed vastly in the matchups. So we have a Town Hall 9, and we have about 9 or 10 bases with max heroes, as opposed to their 33 bases with max heroes, and no Town Hall 9. So when we're this outweighed on the matchup, and that's partially our own fault because we do have a lot of max defensive units, just a lot of people around the 40 to 50 range combined heroes. So that's something we're working on as a clan. But until then, we do have a few little tweaks that I'll share at the end of this episode for when we're outmatched, because I do want to get right into the recap as promised in the replays. I have some really exciting replays to share with you guys today from this war. So let's go ahead and get into the stats real quickly here. You can see we used all our attacks, we 2-starred all their bases, but unfortunately that's just not good enough, as some of them were the gimme 2s, and almost all of them were anti-3 setups. You can see we had the 35 2-stars, it was a 35 versus 35 war. They had the 5 3-stars. That was really the be-all, end-all, the story of this war. Eddie Spaghetti's attack, the most heroic attack, was a 3-star against yours truly, and I brought that to you 2 episodes ago. If you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and link it now. So let's go ahead and hop into the replays without further ado and get into probably the most interesting attack, at least from my end, of the entire war. Now, Amir has a popular trophy base here, or at least it used to be really popular. It hasn't. I don't see it as much as I used to, maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. But either way, let's take a look at Mo's army and his spell composition here. So he has the 4 golems, the heroes, obviously. He has 3 heal spells, 1 rage, 1 lightning. He's going to come in through the north into the teaser area of this base. I guess you could call that big, large compartment the teaser area. And there's a few things to note in this attack. I'm just going to go ahead and discuss them as they happen here. You can see he starts by dropping his 4 golems and an archer queen, along with some wizards to take out some of those collectors around the top of the north. Very important that he waits on the Barbarian King deployment to make sure that that dark elixir and those 2 elixir pumps are taken care of. So here comes the heroes in the guarded by the 4 golems into the big open area of the base. Now he's going to be using a lightning spell and a rage spell in this portion of the attack to help clear out this whole area, take down both Inferno Towers as well as the clan castle vis-a-vis the lightning spell, right? And he goes ahead and pops that Barbarian King rage right off the bat. He's going to hold off on the Archer Queen ability, and now here come the Hogs. Now he made sure that the Archer Queen was locked on to that Inferno Tower in the west, and he made sure that the Golem and a few wizards were taking care of that Inferno Tower in the east before he starts deploying the Hogs. He also makes sure that the lightning is actually just finished dropping on the clan castle troops. So before he deploys the Hogs that have the 3 heal spells, he's going to go ahead and make sure everything that could be very damaging to the Hogs is taken care of. He has Hogs in the clan castle as well, and here they come. You can see the flow of this base. The Hogs, pay attention to where the Hogs go and where he drops the heal spells at this point. You can see the Archer Queen still alive, under the cover of some golems here. So she's going to go to work, just taking down some of the high hit point units as the Hogs make their way through the base. He's holding on to that last heal spell, and he's going to drop it just at the last moment here, the last portion, I should say, of the eastern part of the base. And there it is. So if you guys see this base in any of your clan wars, maybe you can attempt a 3-star attack. I would say depending on what level your heroes are in comparison to the defensive base's heroes, that might have a lot to do with it. Really, wall levels don't matter at all in this attack, really, as the Hogs just jump obviously over the walls. And the first portion of the attack coming in through the north, the wall level is really irrelevant. So very nice 3-star attack using a GoHo type army, I guess, for Town Hall 10. So I get a lot of requests for that. So there's an example of a 3-star attack using GoHo at Town Hall 10. Second replay I want to share you guys. This will be a little bit of a longer episode. Hope you guys don't mind that. I know a lot of you prefer a little bit of a shorter ones. A lot of you actually like longer ones as well. So hopefully this satisfies that second half of the audience there. So this attack by Turkey on Nico Doll here. So Nico has a I'm going to go ahead and give up the big secret here that inside the clan castle are 15 archers and 4 balloons. So because of the balloons in the clan castle, kind of like the mistake I made in this war, you can go ahead and watch my replay, Turkey's going to get the advantage here of being able to engage this base from both the northeast and the southeast of the base. He's going to split his heroes. So I'm going to go ahead and resume the video, but pay attention here. There's no lightning spell needed. He's going to kind of just ignore the balloons and the archers in the clan castle. He has one golem coming in through the southernmost eastern part of the base, guarding that area for the archer queen, and the barbarian king's going to take out the northeast air defense. So there's going to be 2 air defenses and the archer queen down before he engages his base with the air portion, the phase 2 of the attack, the lava hound, HeLaLoon portion of the attack. So here goes the archer queen down. Now he can start deploying his the lava hounds. He's going to put 2 at the first air defense, but followed by a group of 4 groups of 2 balloons. 2 at the lava hounds at the second air defense, same thing, a bunch of groups of 2 balloons, and then a 4th lava hound coming in through the northwest corner of the base. So there you can see all the lava hounds merging on that second air defense. Now there's going to be a lot of lava hound action still alive. They're all alive right now. There's no, well, actually I shouldn't say they're all alive. 1 is down. The rest of them are still alive. And the balloons you can see, go ahead and rewind this. There's so much to focus on these great GoLava attacks that sometimes it takes a few watches, a few replays before you can focus on everything. If you want to rewind this little portion of the raid, or this portion of the episode, I should say, you want to focus on the spell timing as well, and how using all the 3 rage spells, he was really able to cover the entire center of the base. So very nice attack. That there's still 1 lava hound still left alive, so there's not as many pups as there could be, but time isn't really going to be an issue in this attack. There's plenty of balloons left, I think 4 or 5, and there's tons of puppies still left because of the number of lava hounds in this attack, because he only had to use 1 golem in the first phase of the attack. So there it is. And so the very nice attack here, and you can see once again, it's 4 lava hounds as opposed to 3. He was able to take that extra one in place of the second golem, as he used the barbarian king to take care of that first air defense. Once again, that's kind of a popular base as well, so you can see that base. Maybe you can give it a shot there. Did want to bring a couple attacks from our side. The first one's going to be won by Snabe, and Snable's going to go ahead and attack a base that they're all, like I said, they're all anti 3-star layouts. But this one's a little bit trickier than the rest of them, or than all of them were, I should say, or the majority of them were. There we go. And being that there's no snipes, so the archer towers are in range of all the outlying units. So Snable does a smart thing here. I'm going to go ahead and focus on one portion of the attack in particular. He's going to bring 5 golems, 21 of the 21 wizards. That's a lot of wizards, and he's going to form a huge long line behind those 5 golems that are spread out. So what do I want to show you in this portion of the attack? Well, I see a lot of people against bases like this, these anti-3 type designs, drop jump spells first. And that's a mistake that I made as well back in the day against these types of bases. Although I hit them a little bit differently, I like to split my forces. But if you're not going to split your forces with another golem or P.E.K.K.A.s around the other edges of the base, you want to make sure you don't drop the jump spell before the army goes in. Let those golems linger for a while. You can see they're still at like 80 to 90% health. Then once all the targets that are able to be destroyed by the wizards are down, then you can drop that jump spell. They'll go ahead and merge. He lost 1 golem in the north there, but the rest of the golems are now right in the center. They're going to suck up a lot of the attention on those multi-inferno towers. And then you can see he used the barbarian Iron Fist ability really a little bit earlier than most people might have, and that was to attract yet again more of those beams, keep them off that huge clump of wizards there. So this is going to work out really well. He drops that second rage spell right in the middle there. He dropped that. You can see, go ahead and rewind if you want. See the location of that second jump spell was perfect to allow the golems and the heroes and the wizards access to the rest of the base. So at this point, he's still sitting on the archer queen cloak ability, royal cloak ability, and it's gonna be a very impressive attack actually when all said and done. It was really perfectly executed. You couldn't really ask for better, to be honest with you. There's nothing I don't think he should have done or he could have done that he messed up here. So very nice attack. I thought I'd share, especially that jump portion of the attack, how he was very patient on the jump spell drops against that base. So something to think about for your own. And the last raid I want to show you guys from this war was a fail by yours truly. And the reason I want to share it is because we kind of all took these shots at 3-star attacks with our second attacks, and I think a few of us held off with our second, a few of our max hero guys held off with our second attacks. And I saw this this strategy on YouTube, and I actually forgot which channel I saw this on first. I went to try to dig up the video, I couldn't find it, so I like to give credit where credit is due. But maybe I shouldn't because it was such a failure on my part. But the idea is to attack this base from 12 o'clock and then wrap around, go all the way back around to 12 o'clock. I drop some minions to make sure my Archer Queen goes in the right direction. So here comes the Archer Queen. She's going to drop any second now once I have know that Dark Barracks is going to be down. Then I drop some healers on the Archer Queen. Now I make a couple mistakes in this attack, and one of the mistakes is right here. I was too late on that giant drop. I wanted the giant to distract the cannon. That way I wouldn't have to pop the Archer Queen's Royal Cloak ability, and I actually have to end up doing that. So that was really unfortunate. And at that point in the raid, early on, I was kind of skeptical if I could pull this off with already have used the Archer Queen's Royal Cloak ability. I want her to get all the way to 3 o'clock on the map and converge with the Barbarian King and then head towards the clan castle. You can see, to make that happen, I'm going to start dropping some wall breakers in to give them a clear path. I used the wizard a little bit too far to the east. I probably should have put the wizard a little bit lower. That way he can take care of that elixir pump as well. Then I drop the Barbarian King. Barbarian King gets a little distracted by that elixir pump, but he's going to get back on track. But I'm worried about him going to the gold mine, so instead I popped the Barbarian King ability pretty early on. But things at this point in the raid, they're not going, perfectly, but it's not really, I wouldn't call it a ruined raid at this point either. I think a more experienced attacker with this strategy could probably still pull off the 3-star attack at this point. My Archer Queen's still alive, as are all the healers that are healing the Archer Queen. And here come the Lava Hound portion of the attack, the HeLaLoon portion. So I have 2 Lava Hounds on that first air defense, and then here come the balloons in groups of 2 and 3 behind. Now I think I was a little bit late on my spells, and I think if I had to redo this, I would go ahead and choose a different deployment method on my Lava Hounds. Now this portion of the raid, this is where things kind of fall apart here. I was late on my rage spells, and I was a little bit wrong in the placement, and on that second freeze, it was basically too late at this point in the raid to go ahead and use it, effectively, I should say. So I got the 1-star, which is obviously 1-star, 2-star, doesn't really matter. It had already been 2-starred anyway. So it was a real big fail on my part, but I guess this is what you have to do to learn to get these 3-star attacks down. It was something I was uncomfortable with, but at this point in the war, I think I was fairly certain we weren't going to pull the upset, the miracle upset, and come back here. So, but anyway, the idea on this, maybe you can just go ahead and YouTube the healer Archer Queen 3-star strategy, perhaps, for Town Hall 10. I'm not sure. If you can find the video, let me know. But it was a very nice attack, and I tried to emulate, and I just failed. But let me get into, as promised, what we do in Red Elite when we're vastly outweighed in our Clan War matchup. So the issue is that with the Supercell ranking system in Clan Wars, they really don't value hero levels too high. You can see that in my clan, we have currently, let's go ahead and take a look at this war. We have NATO as our last guy with max heroes, and then from 10 all the way down to the bottom of our map, we have almost all max defenses, but we don't have max heroes. In fact, if you go to our last guy, English, who I know doesn't have our lowest heroes, but you can see he has a combined level 41 heroes. Now, our opponent, for example, last war had, like I said, they had almost all max heroes. This is a problem you run into at a little bit of a higher level clan wars. I know not all of you are in these type of clan wars where almost everybody's at Town Hall 10, but unfortunately, you run into this problem when our clan was almost all Town Hall 10 before the advent of clan wars. So we already had max defenses, so at that point, it's really tough to plan exactly how you're going to go ahead and take Supercell's algorithms into account when choosing upgrade priority. So obviously it should be heroes, as they don't weigh too much, as you can see by us getting matched against these max hero clans. Anyway, going back to actually what we do is, I'll just go ahead and get to home screen so I don't just stare at the war map there. But really quickly, we have, so against Exodias, for example, we had a Town Hall level 9. We knew that they'd at least 3-star Town Hall level 9. They all had anti-3-star max bases, as I mentioned, and even 1 3-star on our end, on their bases, would be very hard for us to pull off. As I mentioned, we don't all have max heroes, and just to be honest, you know, we don't have a lot of proficient 3-star attackers. I pulled off a couple in my entire career, and we have a couple guys like me who have pulled off a few in their career using GoLava, you know, but we don't have attackers who, you know, practice for hours and hours to try to be proficient at 3-star attacks, although we're trying to get better at it. So I know there's a lot of clans in the same position as us. That's why I wanted to mention that when we're outweighed this significantly, we switched to trophy bases rather than 3-star layouts. Now, a lot of people would say that's stupid, why would you do that? But it's actually worked for us a few times in the past, so it's a little tip for you guys with mostly Town Hall 10 clans out there. And you switch to trophy layouts against clans that all have anti-3 layouts, and you're outweighed of that by a vast proportion in the actual matchup by heroes and whatnot. And what the idea with that is it's kind of a Hail Mary. So I'm not saying it's gonna win every time or even most of the time. It's not. But what you do is you hope that they're unable to score 2 stars against all your bases, and then if they have anti-3 layouts, you're easily going to be able to get 2 stars on all their bases. So you try to 2-star all of them, and you hope that they can't 2-star all your trophy bases. Now, against Exodias, it's really not going to. No matter what we did, they had 5 3-stars. I mean, we weren't going to prevent them, but it has worked against clans that were a little bit less elite, I should say, than Exodias. So it's actually worked most recently against a Japanese clan that we faced 2 wars ago that I showed you guys in yesterday's video. The healer replays was from them. They were proficient at 3-starring, but they weren't able to 2-star some of our trophy layouts. So maybe that's a little tip you guys might want to consider. Like I said, it doesn't work all the time, but you know, you gotta try to be unorthodox, gotta try to, you know, zig when they zag a little bit on these wars when you're outmatched, instead of just, you know, laying for dead, you know, and playing possum. I don't know, but there's a lot of strategies you can use. There's a lot of, you know, it didn't work out for us this time, but hey, cheers to Exodias. Very nice attacks, and thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you like this war recap. Go ahead and weigh in. Do you like these longer videos, these longer war recaps? I can do them more often if you want to. I can pick out my favorite raids from these clan wars. This is really the first time I've done this, just because Exodias is so popular. I figured there might be higher interest. But either way, guys, go ahead and please tell your clanmates about my channel. I'd appreciate it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And take care, guys.